Hi, welcome back to Enlightened Blissful Souls. If it is your first time here, hello and welcome. If you're coming back, it's such a pleasure to have you here with me as always. Know that we are most definitely connected energetically, even though right now it just seems like it's just through a screen. Wow, my beautiful friends, I actually want to do a follow-up to a video that I posted yesterday, or I don't know when I'm going to post this video, but that I posted. I'll link it somewhere around here. And I want to talk about this because I just recorded that video yesterday. And if you watch that video, the energy in that video was very deep. It was very heartfelt. It was intense, a lot of emotions, a lot of venting, right? And today I woke up a whole new person. Today I feel so enlightened. I feel so much lighter, okay? I feel a lot more grounded. I feel a lot more present and slowed down in a way. Ooh, 111 on the timer as I say that, okay? And I wanted to come in here with this new sense of energy that I am embodying and how I was able to transition into that. So if you are someone who has been feeling stagnant lately, if you are someone who has been overwhelmed with negative thoughts, with uncertainty, fear, doubt, worry about the future, about what hasn't even happened yet, if you're someone who's dealing with some sort of change or challenge in their life and it has been consuming you, consuming your energy, then this video has found you for a reason. And I hope that you really take what I'm about to share with you, because it's something that isn't really looked at as something so powerful or effective when indeed it is. This tip that I'm going to share with you on how you can cleanse, on how you can let go of that stagnation, or at least how you can ease this period of transition, this period of uncertainty, right? And I'm testimony of that. I am proof of that, because just yesterday I was feeling in such a slump, and I had been feeling like that for a couple of days. I had been feeling stagnant and so many emotions coming up, a lot of which I didn't even understand. And some I did understand, like I know where they're coming from, but I just felt so confused. And today it's like a breath of fresh air, and I just feel so much lighter in my heart and my chest. So if you're someone who has spiritual practices, whether you do or don't, you know that grounding, you know that spending time in nature, meditating, going for a walk, just taking time to slow down can really, really help you. And maybe you're someone who does practices like that, such as yoga, such as listening to music and just kind of like tuning out the world and tuning within, allowing yourself to feel. Maybe it's journaling for you. Maybe you're someone who already does those things, but even through those things, you haven't found yourself through this turmoil, through this crumbling. Maybe you're like, well, I've journaled, I've gone for a walk, I've meditated, and nothing's working. Or maybe you haven't tried those things yet, and perhaps you should, which is exactly where I'm getting to. For me, I had already been doing the practices that typically ground me. I had journaled, I had listened to music, I did yoga, I did movement, I did all of the things, and nothing seemed to have worked, right? Nothing seemed to get me out of that pit I was in. I was still feeling sluggish. I was still feeling unmotivated. I was still feeling so emotional. I literally have spent like the last week crying, just crying. Like I would find myself crying in the car. I found myself crying as I was going to the grocery store. I found myself crying through just different phases of the day, which is okay. Sometimes we just need to release, but sometimes it takes a little more and different rituals, different activities to actually let go. And what I would like to share with you is that a lot of times, not a lot of times, all of the times, and this is something that is not taught to us, this is something that is overlooked, this is something that is not practiced enough, we store energy, emotions, thoughts, all of that you can think of, the negative energy in our body, in our hips, in our chest, in all areas of our bodies. We actually store these things in our physical body. And it shows up through illness. This is why you start getting sick. This is why you start having random hip pain or leg pain or all these other, you're like, oh, I keep having this chest on my shoulder or my chest out of nowhere. Or you start getting dizzy or whatever it is, right? It manifests this stagnant energy, these negative energies that get stuck, whether it's resentment, whether it's fear, whether it's pain, grief, whatever it is for you, it gets stuck in your physical body. And if you don't move that through, if you don't allow yourself to release it through movement, through yoga, through journaling, through speaking, through screaming, through shouting, through going through a walk, through grounding, through touching the floor, it only builds up more and more. It only gets worse and you feel bottled up. You feel like there's something that you need to release and you don't even know what it is. And for me, what finally did it today, this morning, I took real time to release that through my intention. I set the intention that I need to let go of this, whatever it is that's making me feel stagnant and in this in this jar, because I felt like I was in a jar feeling stuck and I couldn't escape the jar. I was suffocating in a way. And so many emotions. I'm telling you, I'm not typically such an emotional person, or I don't think I am. And these past few days have been very, very emotional, filled with tears and all. And today, although I had been doing those other practices, they weren't really working, but today was like the breakthrough. And I did somatic dancing. And if you don't know what somatic dancing is, it's a form of releasing stagnant energy, but in a very powerful, non-traditional way. A lot of people see this as like a really negative thing or like demonic even, but it's not. Oh my God. This is how you know that society is not self-aware enough. This is how you know how conditioned we'd have been in our lifetime, that this is looked at as something negative. And as a matter of fact, I came across a video yesterday on this person doing somatic dancing, and the comments were like bashing her. The comments were like talking so negative on this person because she was shouting and screaming and doing all this shaking. And if you don't know what somatic dancing is, it's basically shaking of the body, where you just like literally like let me see if I could do you a quick demonstration because it's so powerful. It's literally where you shake, and you're shaking naturally. You're not forcing anything. You allow your body to lead you. Maybe it's the rolling of your hips, maybe it's shaking, like shaking your booty. Okay, shake what your mama gave you, or shaking like your arms, shaking your head. You allow your body to lead you, because your body will show you exactly where you have the most stagnant energy. And I did that this morning. I have this song that I really love to listen to that really allows me to move that energy, and I was just and along with shaking, you're making sounds, you're releasing through. I was shouting like ah, ah, like I was even speaking in light language. And if you don't know what light language is, it's your authentic voice. It is your authentic language. Each soul has an authentic, individual and unique way of speaking. It's not in English, it's not in Spanish, it's not in any language that you would recognize, because it is a language spoken through your heart, through your soul. And so it's a way where you start speaking and you may not even understand what you're saying, but it's coming from your soul, okay? And it can look something like Alasteko telefonastenga. Aleste butenata kalofotenata ke ole fostena manaka. Right? That was just a little sneak peek of that. But these are practices and things that I feel like humanity and society looks at like you're crazy, it's not acceptable, it's not normal, it's demonic, you're being possessed, you're being this, even the shaking, right? Like I came across this video yesterday of this woman doing that, and the comments were flooded with negative comments, and I was just astounded. I was just shocked at the lack of consciousness and just how disconnected we are. Society will tell you how you're supposed to act and behave and what's okay and what's not, and people take that on and say, oh yeah, you're not supposed to speak that way. That's weird. You're not supposed to shake your body in that way. That's demonic for you. Ah, ah. You know, if you've ever heard of like lion's breath, okay, it's a great way. Like, we are so conditioned and taught to suppress our emotions and our voice. One of our strongest, oh, wow, you see how loud that was as I'm saying that? You hear that? You see what I mean? We are so taught to suppress our emotions and our voice, so much so that we can't even see another individual doing it for themselves. And I just felt so called to share this. Whether it reaches a lot of people or not, whoever it does reach, hopefully you are open to a different perspective and way of healing, and maybe even trying this, because it is so healing. And that is my point of this video. It's like, after doing that this morning, when I was shouting in the way that I was shouting, like from the heart, when I was shaking the way that I was shaking intuitively from my body, just like like I'm removing this, I'm letting it go, like I'm shaking it off. Like, you see how dogs, okay, let me give you a better example. You see when dogs shake off, and you see them like doing this, you know, to shake off, like they randomly do that either when they wake up or after they've been showered, they do this shaking. What do you think they're doing? They are releasing. That is a way of releasing. And I wish you guys could like really understand how relieved I feel right now compared to how I've been feeling. I haven't felt this light in the past 2 weeks. And I did all these other practices. I meditated, I went for walks, I journaled, I cried, and nothing was working until this. This was what really got that energy moving, okay? That energy was making me feel so stagnant and so stuck. And so I just wanted to come on here with a different perspective. I know this video is very different, may not resonate with a lot of people, may not reach a lot of people, and that's okay. Even if it reaches 10 people, 5 people, I'm okay with that. Hopefully you give this a try. Just put on some nice, maybe like spiritual music, or just any music that reaches your heart, that gets your body moving and flowing. It's not about how you look as you're doing it. It's not about being scared of it, because I remember when I first started doing this, which was about a year or so ago, I was scared of it. And why was I scared of it? Because society had told me that that isn't normal, that you're not supposed to be shaking like that and and scream like that and make noises like that, because that's not normal. And when I first started doing it, I remember being scared, but being called and drawn and natural to doing it, that now it's part of my daily practices. But for whatever reason, I had not done this. Like, it didn't occur to me. I was doing all of the other things. And then today, I'm like, wait a minute, I haven't done some releasing in a while. So if this helps anyone out there, if it reaches you and you're like, okay, that sounds weird, but maybe I could give it a try, do it. Like, you can stomp your feet, your body will tell you exactly what you need to do. And it's not about how you look, it's not about how silly you may feel. Give into it, and I promise you, you will be feeling renewed. It's like taking a shower after a really long day, or after it's like drinking water after being so thirsty and going so many hours without drinking water. And you know, when you have like that first sip of water, how refreshing it feels. That is exactly what this is like. Allow your body to dance through, allow your body to express itself, move that energy out of your body. You might just breathe out with it, you know what I mean? It's life-changing. Like, I hope you're open enough to at least just give this a try. But that's all I wanted to share in this video. Thank you for listening, if you've listened all throughout. I have another video coming up, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be a pick a pile card reading for how they feel about you. Since I'm feeling so like in this good energy and mood, I'll also be linking that video in here. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah.